Welcome in to the Broncos Weekend 2021 scheduling special. I'm Matt Boyer. Steve Atwater will be along in just a moment, but in studio, Dalton Risner. Welcome, man. It's good to see you. How's the offseason treating you?
Things are great, man. Thanks for having me today. I appreciate it. Things are great. I mean, I'm a Denver Broncos, so I can't be too upset about that. Offseason's been great, getting good conditioning in, working out, taking time to see family, and getting prepared for this season, man. I can't wait.
I'm excited to talk to you about the schedule because you are one of the only guys who has the unique experience of seeing the Broncos schedule as a fan and now as a player. So when you were growing up, schedule comes out. What are you looking at? Are you looking for the Raiders game, the primetime games, Chiefs game? How did you see it as a fan?
As a fan and as a kid, I was always looking for primetime games. Always wanted to see when the Monday night game was or when the Sunday night game was. At the same time, I knew that we were going to be playing the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Chiefs 2 times a year. So I was really interested to see who our, non-AFC West teams were going to be that we played. So for us in this case this year, having the Giants and the Jets and the Jaguars and the Bengals and the Ravens, I was excited to see those games that we had. What a great opportunity for us this year. Getting the Browns and the Steelers, that whole division is a great division. That's going to be a huge opportunity for us. So I'm really excited, man. From a player standpoint, now that I'm a player, I don't really necessarily care who we're playing. I definitely find our AFC West games a lot more than I did when I was a fan. I find when are we playing the Chiefs? When are we playing the Raiders? When are we playing the Chargers? And those are 6 games that we need to win. Those are the most important games. So I pinpoint those right off the bat. Week 6. I think the Raiders are coming to us, which is kind of early, and I like that.
5 of the last 7 games are going to be AFC West games. And I talked to Coach Fangio yesterday, and he said when he looks at the AFC West, he sees offensive firepower. You got Mahomes, you got Carr, you got Herbert. As an offensive guy and a leader on the offense, is there extra motivation for you guys when Coach Fangio says he sees offense across the division, kind of make sure you guys are in that conversation, keeping pace with those division rivals?
Well, of course. It's not a we know that we didn't have 2 good seasons these last 2 years as Broncos. We know that the fans expect more. We expect more out of ourselves. The coaches expect more. The whole city expects more. So I think that's the only motivation we need. I could care less what's said. I could care less to know where we're at. I just know we haven't had 2 good football years. The defense needs to be better. The offense needs to be better. And special teams need to be better. And that starts with me. I got to go up there and do my job every single play. I can't be worried about who's going to catch it, who's running it, who's throwing it, who's making the tackle, who's kicking the field goal. I can't worry about that. That we got to go out and have 11 guys doing their job and be worried about doing their job to the best of their ability. And if everyone does that, then you got 11 guys doing their job, and now you don't got to worry about what anyone else is doing. And I think that's the key, man. We got to come out and make sure we work our tails off in the off season, get going for camp, make sure we get our groove together, and we go in with some mojo. And we have a couple games at the beginning of the season that I think are very winnable football games. So we have a great opportunity to get this season started off the right way.
You guys have 9 home games this year, Dalton, and I know for the Risner family, you guys roll deep to all the home games, and the NFL is expecting to have capacity crowds, so we're getting the fans back. Broncos country is going to be back in the building. I know you love that. Compared to what you went through last year, empty stadiums, and now being able to have the town of Wiggins come and see you, mom and dad rocking the 66 jerseys in person. How do you view that, and how excited are you for it?
I'm so excited, man. That's what makes the game of football so fun. Having that thing jam-packed in Power Field at Mile High, everyone's there cheering. I get to see random 66 jerseys throughout the stands of people that I don't even know. I mean, that's the dream, man. That's where I was as a little kid. I was up there in that jam-packed stadium watching, Peyton Manning and the guys go to work, and I get to do that now. So what a great opportunity to play in front of Broncos country, who's a great fan base, and get to play for the Denver Broncos. I was actually driving past downtown last night, and I said, that's my office, man. I'm just looking at it as I drive by, and I'm like, gosh, man, that's so cool. So I cannot wait. The fans make it everything. We got a taste of that last year. I guess for me, before the season started, I was like, maybe it's not going to be that much different. If they play crowd noise, what's going to be the big deal? And I just felt lonely out there, man. We need our family. We need our Bronco country fan base out there, so it's going to be really fun.
I want to do a little lightning round before we go. This is just about stadiums that you've played in, experiences that you've had, as long as we're talking about the schedule here. So first question, lightning round, toughest road stadium or toughest environment you've played in so far in the NFL?
Minnesota Vikings. That's easy. My
rookie
year, we had one drive to go down and score with like a minute left, and that place was a dome. They had it closed, jam-packed. They had the drum going and the skull chant going. I remember it being 4th down. We had one play from the goal line. There was like 12 seconds. We either scored and won or didn't score and lost. And it was loud as heck, and we didn't end up scoring. But, yeah, that was a tough environment.
They're on the preseason schedule this year, so you'll get a little taste of that again. Oh, yeah. Favorite memory or game at Empower Field?
Oh, man. Shoot, it's got to be my first home game with the Broncos, which I'm pretty sure was the Bears my rookie season. I think we went to the Raiders for Monday Night Football, and we came home against the Bears in week 2. And that was an awesome experience. That was my first time I've ever played, as a Denver Bronco in a legit NFL game, not a preseason game, not a practice, not a scrimmage, an actual game. And it was an awesome experience. We went for 2. Emmanuel Sanders caught it, but then they got the ball back and made some bad calls. And whatever, we won't get into it,
we won't get into it.
But
Yeah,
it's fine. Great memory.
Give me your best game or favorite memory in an opposing stadium.
In an opposing stadium? I mean, this one's easy, man. Lambeau Field,
okay.
Philip Lindsay throwing him in the end zone. You're in Lambeau where Brett Favre was, and just all the history there. And, it's a 4th down play, and I actually didn't have a very good block, and then I knew that Phil needed to get in there, so I grabbed him and threw him in there, and everyone seems to like that play, so I'll say that's one of my favorites.
Certainly memorable. Now, this year, which stadium or city are you most excited to play in this season? Now, there's 3 of them that you've never played in before. It's Jacksonville, Cleveland, and Dallas. Is it one of those 3, or is it someplace you've already played?
Honestly, I think it might be either Jacksonville or Las Vegas, because Las Vegas, against the Raiders, I haven't played in a full stadium. I thought that the Vegas stadium was pretty dang cool. It was all darked out. It's right there on the Vegas Strip. I want that thing to be packed. And I love that Raider-Bronco rivalry. We have rivalry with the Chiefs and the Chargers too, but with the Raiders, man, that's the ugly rivalry. That's the one that gets dirty, and I'm excited for that one. And then Jacksonville, I'm pretty sure they have pools. Like, the fans sit in a pool while they watch the game.
There's a big pool up in one of the end zones. Yeah, the fans can sit in and watch the game.
If we score a touchdown, I'm taking off for the pool, bro. You already know.
Well, it's up in the second deck. I don't know if you're.
We'll get up there. We'll figure it out, man.
I'm not worried about the logistics either. Let's get you out of here on this one, Dalton. Coach Fangio mentioned how beneficial it's been for you guys in OTA, or the phase 1 rather, to see yourself on film in the same offensive scheme that you played in last year going into this year, that continuity. How much do you feel like you've grown this offseason just being able to kind of do that self-study and bring that into 2021?
Been able to grow a lot, and that's not only from the self-study. Of course, it's phenomenal that we get to have the same coaching staff and the same scheme going into a consecutive year, and we don't have to change a lot of things up. I mean, that gives everyone comfortability, and everyone plays better when they're more comfortable. They're not in their head trying to figure out the play before they do it. They just know it because they've been doing it for 2 years. So I think that that's going to be extremely beneficial. But just being able to work out and give rest to the body, get to know your teammates more, and our offensive line sticking together, not letting go of very many guys from that room and keeping the same guys around. Having Munchak around still, being able to watch film with him and continue to work on the things that he's been working on me with for 2 going on 3 years now, whether it be technique, whether it be whatever it is, all that stuff's really beneficial, man. And then just being able to be in here at the facility and see guys, Cortland and Drew, and work out with them and continue to build that camaraderie, I think is so important, man. That's going to really help us. And I think we're all itching to get back. I think we just want to go play some Bronco football. We have a bad taste in our mouth from last season, and we can talk about the draft. We can talk about guys we've brought in. We can talk about continuity from last year to this year. We can talk about anything we want. But at the end of the day, we got to go out there and play football. We got to go out there and win football games. No one's going to care if we lose. We say, oh, well, we got to grow more together. We got to go do this. No, let's go out there and win football games. I don't care what people want to put it on. Let's just put our head down and go win football games, man.
I know Broncos country. I know you're itching to get back. I know Broncos country is itching to get back, see you in person, see the 66 fly out that tunnel.
Heck yeah, man.
So we wish you the best of luck this offseason, Dalton. Thanks for taking some time with us.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. God bless. Appreciate y'all.
We've got to take a quick break, but when we come back on Broncos Weekend, the Hall of Famer is back. Fresh from Canton, Steve Atwater is giving us his thoughts on the 2021 slate. Plus, we'll hear how Vic Fangio is getting ready for 2 rookie head coaches and 2 rookie quarterbacks on the schedule.
Ever since my retirement, I've maintained this itch to get back into football, and the time has finally come. The Broncos have brought me back and afforded me the opportunity of a lifetime, a summer internship. Everybody's been really busy this morning. The 2021 Broncos schedule is being released today. And since everyone is really busy today, I thought I would take the initiative in helping out wherever I can. Yeah, it's going great. Perfect. No problems at all. We're all good. What the? Oh, okay. You just sent over the Broncos 2021 schedule? Okay, I'll pull it up right now. All right, I beat them, destroyed them, beat them. Yeah, this looks great. I'm gonna go print it right now. Thanks.
Peyton Manning, the greatest summer intern of all time, helping the Broncos release their 2021 schedule. Welcome back into Broncos Weekend, everybody. Special edition presented by UC Health. We go from one Hall of Famer to another in studio. Steve Atwater. Steve, you're fresh from Canton. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great, feeling awesome. Going to have a great time in August, and then we're going to get this season kicked off. At the schedule release.
You were in Canton while the schedule was released. What were your overall thoughts? You know, when you were a player, which games did you look for? Did you look for the bye week first, you know, just to kind of see where that break was? Or how did you view the schedule when you were a player?
Yeah, obviously, you know, we wanted to see if there were any international games, and we thought that we'd have a chance at having one of those this year. I think Jacksonville was
possibility, right? Yeah.
But with everything going on, that's not happening. Then I would look to see where the Kansas City Chiefs game was, because that would be the game that all of my family would go to, me being from St. Louis and all that good stuff. And then just seeing, you know, who were our toughest opponents. You know, who won the Super Bowl last year? When, you know, do we play them? Where do we play them at? And, you know, we know right now, fortunately, we don't have Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but we got the Kansas City Chiefs, who were in the Super Bowl, and they still are the team to beat in the AFC West right now.
Steve, the first quarter of the season goes at New York, at Jacksonville, 2 East Coast road games back-to-back to start a season. You never in your career had to start back-to-back road games.
Thank goodness.
And the Broncos, the 2021 edition, has to do it in succession right off the bat. How tough is that to go East Coast, back-to-back?
You know, I think it's tough, but, you know, we're a younger team, and I think the mentality of the younger guys is, hey, we just got to play, you know, regardless of where it is. And, you know, same mentality that the coaches have. It doesn't matter where we play. The football field's the same size. It's still going to be a 60-minute game, and we got to prepare. So, yeah, it may be a little bit inconvenient in terms of, you know, not having your fans there, having to travel and all that. But once that whistle blows, all that's out the window. Focus in and let's beat these guys. 2
rookie head coaches in Urban Meyer and Robert Saleh, 2 rookie quarterbacks in Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. When you see that first 4 games, a lot of our fans are penciling in wins, okay? But you never know what you're going to get with these guys, especially there's no film on, you know, what Urban Meyer and Trevor Lawrence are going to look like. Same thing with Saleh and Wilson in New York. So when you're looking at these guys, or when you're preparing for a team like that, is there some uncertainty? Because I have to imagine there's a lot of guesswork involved.
Yeah, there's definitely some uncertainty, you know, not seeing these guys in this particular system. And then just at the NFL level, you can't underestimate any team, any players. You got to assume they're going to be the best that they can possibly be, and prepare your mindset to face the best team that they can put on the field. So, yeah, now for the fans, yeah, us as fans, we can do that. But the team, they can't. They got to have that mentality that, hey, these guys are going to be great. We got to be ready to go.
We heard from Dalton Risner in the last segment. He's pumped for that Raiders game. That's the one that he's looking forward to most on the road. 5 of the last 7 are against divisional opponents. Broncos have struggled against the AFC West recently, Steve. So in thinking about what the division represents for the Broncos in 2021, how tough is that last stretch? Because, like we mentioned, the Chiefs are the big dogs, and the Broncos wrap things up with them in Week 18.
Yeah, it's tough, especially having to play the Kansas City Chiefs twice in a 6-game stretch. I think that's going to be our toughest matchup of the season. But, again, we got to do it. And the teams that are great, they look at the schedule and say, okay, all right, that's what we got to do. And then they knock them off one at a time, you know, one week after the next. Just keep on chipping off the old block. And at the end of the season, you look up and say, oh, man, we 15-2.
Steve, when you look at this schedule, what's the toughest game on the schedule in your mind?
Come on, man, Chiefs in Kansas City.
In Kansas City,
yes.
It's not the. I mean, I would have thought coming off a game against the Ravens, playing against the Steelers. For me, that one represents probably the toughest game inside the toughest stretch. That middle stretch after Week 4 gets pretty difficult. But you think it's the Chiefs? Why? Just the environment?
Well, the environment and us, you know, having both teams having a good knowledge of each other. I just feel like that's going to be the greatest game there, the most watched game for us for the season, especially if we've been doing really well up to that point. That's going to be the showdown, man.
Steve, you want to give a record prediction? You want to go 17-0? You want to put that out there?
Go 12-5.
12-5.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good though, Steve.
12-5.
That's good. No, I think that's still a pretty optimistic view. I like that.
And I think it's doable. If we can get off to a good start, we can play well on the road. Unfortunately, probably won't win all of them. But, hey, as long as we have an opportunity to be in each ball game and guys go out there and give it their all, hey, who knows what can happen. I'm
going to jump in with you. I'll go 12-5 too. How about that?
There we go, boy.
There we go. I'm riding the optimism train with you, Steve Atwater.
I love it.
Well, we got to take a quick break. When we come back on Broncos Weekend, we'll get George Paton and Vic Fangio's thoughts on what the 2021 schedule represents.
We start 2 games on the road, so that's really important, and then we come back home. So we got to get off to a better start. That sets the tone for your whole season, and you want to be relevant in November and December, and that's our goal, to make a push for the playoffs. Hopefully we've gotten better on defense where we can contain some of these powerful offenses, all 3 of them, Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, and they just keep getting better. So I do think it's one of the toughest divisions in football, and it's going to be competitive. It should be fun.
I see a lot of offense. Obviously Mahomes in Kansas City, Herbert with the Chargers, Carr with the Raiders. You'd probably be hard-pressed to find another team that has 3 harder quarterbacks to go against within their own division. So, and they've got a lot of good offensive weapons, and all 3 teams do. And we'll have our work cut out for us in this division. It's probably the toughest division in football right now.
5 of those last 7 games are against AFC West opponents. You finish with Kansas City at home. You have 9 home games this season. How much are you looking forward to having fans back in the stands and getting that home field advantage that you missed last year?
Yeah, really looking forward to that. All sports, but especially football, is dampened a little bit or a lot of it when you have no fans, and especially at our place where we hope to have 70-some thousand in there, and we have great fans, and they help us win games, and we're looking forward to having them back.
First time the Broncos have had back-to-back road games to start the season since 2003, and they're on the East Coast in New York and Jacksonville. What type of challenges does that present a team when you're just starting out a season?
Well, I don't think it presents much of a challenge. I mean, we've got 17 games. In this case, 9 of them are going to be home, 8 of them are going to be on the road. We really don't care what order they give them to us in, but hopefully we can come back home with a couple victories, and our 3rd game here will be pretty exciting.
That 3rd game is against the New York Jets, and 2 out of those first 3 games are against rookie head coaches with rookie quarterbacks. How differently does the preparation become when you've got coaches who you don't really have much tape on and quarterbacks that you don't have much tape on?
It becomes different because usually this time of year, once the schedule comes out, you start working on your first couple opponents. The Giants being our first game, their staff stayed intact. I think everybody does do things in a different year, but the basis of their offense and defense and kicking game will stay the same. But then we have Jacksonville the second week. That's a totally new thing. So, and we'll only have 1 regular season game to look at prior to the game. So it's kind of guesswork to do a lot of preparation this time of year. And then we have the Jets, who, again, a whole new staff. So those guys have come from other places to where we think we kind of know what their offense and defense will look like to a certain degree. So we'll be able to do some planning.
George Paton and Vic Fangio weighing in on some of those AFC West divisional opponents, as well as the rookie quarterbacks and rookie head coaches. Should make for an interesting mix, Steve, as we return to our Broncos Weekend scheduling special presented by UC Health. Steve, Broncos openers, this is interesting. 39-21-1 all time for the Broncos.
Pretty good.
Season openers, pretty good. That's the best win percentage, tied with Dallas, all time for NFL teams. But the Broncos in the last couple of years, they've struggled a little bit in those season openers. So how important is a fast start this year?
I think it's important. I think it's important every year, though, to get off to a fast start, to kind of get that validation that everything that you guys have been working on all off season is paying off and we're headed in the right direction. So I think it's really important that we get going early. Like I said, we didn't have that the last couple of years. This will be a sign we're headed in the right direction.
Coach Fangio saying that the Giants, while, some of the pieces may have changed a little bit, they have a pretty good sense of what that team is going to look like. So hopefully some preparation can be done ahead of time. Steve, final thoughts from you now. Looking forward to football, man. We're so close. The rookies are in the building for rookie minicamp. It's not going to look like football this weekend, but you get the sense it's close. What are you looking forward to most in these next couple of weeks?
Man, I tell you, I'm just looking forward to seeing the guys on the field. I'm looking forward to seeing all our fans out on the hill during training camp. I'm looking forward to going to the stadium and walking through and just seeing thousands and thousands of fans out there with their orange and blue on, just having a ball, and us winning some good football games. Back to the good old days, man. I'm ready to get back to it.
I think everybody's getting ready to get back to the good old days, Steve. That will do it for us, though, today. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Steve.
Man.
And thank you, Broncos Country. This has been Broncos Weekend. We will see you next week.